Uh, the Survivor Series elimination match teams were announced this past weekend. Both men and women's teams from Raw and SmackDown were announced via social media on Saturday.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of fanfare. I think the tweets went out like noonish on Saturday that the teams were being announced. They would be announced, I think it was 2 o'clock, something like that. So the teams are for Team Raw, for the men's, it is Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Rey Mysterio, originally Dominic Mysterio, but then Bob Lashley came back and took Dominic's spot via the match made by WWE official Adam Pearce. And then the SmackDown men's team, Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, King Woods, Sami Zayn, and Happy Corbin. The Raw women's team, Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Queen Zelina. And the SmackDown women's team, Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi, Natalya, and Aaliyah. The reaction, not to the teams themselves, but to the WWE announcing the teams via social media, kind of got a lot of people going on Saturday, much more than I expected some people to respond, just that they thought it was a lazy, boring, anticlimactic way to announce teams. So what do you guys think? Does it bother you that the Survivor Series teams were announced just via social media over the weekend?
I don't. I think it's more effective this way, that you don't have to bog down television with these frivolous Survivor Series qualifying matches. You just kind of put them together and call it good. I think my biggest gripe is that you have one half of the WWE women's tag team champions on a team, but F Nikki ASH.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Do you think she would be hurt?
Then if she's hurt, why are they the champions? I guess is...
Well, when you have no other women's tag teams, you don't really have to defend them.
Best partner, no partner. Got
it. Yeah, that's kind of a good point. That it is odd that they don't have the women's tag team champions. But Ryan, Matt, Mark, does it bother you that the teams were announced via social media?
No, it doesn't.
No, I'm just glad it was over with.
Rip off the Band-Aid. Don't drag it out for weeks on end.
Right. It really doesn't mean anything.
Do I think it's lazy? Yeah, sure, that's fine. They just sent the tweet out, it's done. But it's also lazy for a lazy Survivor Series when 2 weeks ago, 4/5 of the Raw team was on SmackDown and 3/5 of the SmackDown team was on Raw. So why would they be brand loyal to a brand new brand that they've been on for two? It's lazy. The whole concept's lazy. It's a waste of a pay-per-view. Nothing ever happens. How this was ever a big five, I'll never know. But it doesn't belong in that category anymore.
It's the second oldest pay-per-view in the WWF.
I don't give a shit. Sometimes old things just need to go.
Yeah,
I mean, would be a better pay-per-view would be they had a War Games match instead.
War Games! War Games! War Games! War Games!
I get that it looks so odd that the large number of the team is, new to Monday Night Raw, but in the same time, Odell Beckham today signed with the Rams. Is he not going to try? Well, that's a bad example. He's not going to try hard. Von Miller just got traded to the Rams last week. Is he not going to try hard for the Rams because he's new to the Rams? Like, is he not going to want the Rams to win the Super Bowl because he's new to the Rams? Like,
Okay,
you know,
so wait, here's the big difference though. When you win the Super Bowl, you get a ring and you get money, a bonus for winning the Super Bowl,
fair.
and all of these things that are announced and up front. What do
When you win
win?
Survivor Series, you don't get fired.
That
true,
doesn't
though?
prove anything.
I don't know if that's totally true.
I don't know if there's
I'm not
enough
sure.
evidence to back that up.
Can we go back to like
That's a good
previous?
point because I doubt Nick Khan even watches wrestling.
There's no way he watches the product. There's
See,
not,
Devin gets it. Thank you, Devin. We don't
There's
always
not a-
agree.
there is no fucking way that Nick Khan watches the product. Not a chance. Like it doesn't bother me at all. Like, because how many years in a row do we watch qualifying matches and even give a shit about who's in the qualifying matches?
I don't give a shit about any of it. I give a shit about title matches and like championships. Just like in that regular sport you were talking about, football, you want the team to do good to win a championship. This is just nonsense. It's absolute nonsensical bullshit.
Wasn't the Survivor Series always nonsense and bullshit?
So
Right,
put
but they
it
can
down.
at least get us and hooked with like a decent feud, but like when they started doing the brand supremacy thing, it just got tired really quick. Because who really cares about SmackDown or Raw? Like as a
If
team,
Braun Breaker's not showing up, I'm not watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's more. What bothers me more is the pay-per-view doesn't mean anything, or that there's no stipulation. Like, you're telling me it's Raw versus SmackDown, but why? Like,
It's the
Right.
All-Star game for the WWE.
basically, yeah.
yeah, pretty much. And I mean,
And even when they did like this time it counts for like the home field advantage, who still really cared? Like the better
Right.
team is going to ultimately win no matter what.
yeah, like it's in a 7-game series, more times than not. Yeah, the better, if you can't win on the road, like, you're probably not going to be in the World Series at that point.
Like, so if it's the World Series, so let's ask a follow-up question. What could they do to Survivor Series to make us give a shit
Cancel it.
without canceling it? They have to have it. What could they do to have the event and make us give a shit?
They
Give
need
it a good
to
tagline.
invest in like a storyline that people would care about. Like when they had the authority angle, that at least gave us something to care about.
I would say something like the winning team the winning team. So in this case, Rollins, Balor, Owens, Mysterio, Lashley, those 5 men, if they win, they get the final 5 spots in the Royal Rumble.
Oddly enough that you said that was Austin Creed, or that was Xavier Woods' exact pitch on Instagram.
Oh, really?
So he said that the winning, he said that he proposes that the winning team, he was like, why are we fighting? I don't get why we're fighting. So I propose that the losing team get put in a 5-way elimination match, and the order of elimination determines numbers 1 through 5 in the Royal Rumble. And the winning team is put in a 5-way elimination match where order of elimination gives you 26 to 30.
Yeah, I think that's great. And also, like, let's say with the women's, you have the same stipulation on it. And if you have a sole survivor, like, they're either guaranteed number 30, or the sole survivor gets a title shot.
That really does nothing for me in a scripted sport, though.
And now you've ruined the surprise of 25 through 30 of the Royal Rumble. You've taken the Survivor Series and made it ruin another fucking pay-per-view.
Oh, you mean the number 30 spot that usually is a disappointment, people get mad about anyway? That
But
number 30 spot?
25, 26, 27 and 20 or 20. Yeah, those numbers are still there.
When was the last time you got excited about 26 through 30?
Jim, I don't fucking remember what happened yesterday. So maybe this year, maybe 2 years ago. I got excited about it. I don't know.
Clearly, they were impactful.
Look, what do you want me to say? I love the Survivor Series. Give it a good tagline and let me watch.
No, I'm not saying you have to care. I'm just like,
Call it Roadblock. It's gonna be something I get pissed about. Might as well be a stupid fucking name.
Great Balls of Fire. Bring it back.
Fast lane. Beep beep.
like I'm not saying you have to love it. I'm just saying, like, if you're saying that you want a stipulation, so we give you a proposal for a stipulation idea, then you're just, well, that's going to ruin this.
Awful stipulation.
Well, then have whoever the surprise was going to be at 30, they're now a surprise at 25.
Hate it.
Why?
So what if
That's
the winning team or the surviving members of a team go on to face the WWE or Universal Champion, the champion of their brand, at TLC in a TLC match?
Or if they get to be in Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, something. I mean,
I'm okay with those.
That I would prefer to the Rumble stipulation.
Or you could do it even overarching and be like, because all of these matches are supposed to cumulatively add to each other and they're supposed to like stack, the winning brand gets number 30 for either Raw or SmackDown. You don't know who. And the losing team is guaranteed number 1.
Well, what brand does Brock usually belong to?
yes.
Brock is a free agent. Thanks
Or
to Paul
like
Heyman.
the members of the winning Survivor Series team get to choose entry into a later match. Like, I don't know, say Kevin Owens wants to be in Money in the Bank. If his team wins, he's guaranteed that spot. He doesn't have to do a qualifier.
He won't be here for that.
Right. That's fair.
You're
So
in TLC because
I guess it would have to be one of the Usos, because by the time we get to Money in the Bank, it's just going to be Roman and the Usos.
literally all of them, all of the Samoan family, except for
Speaking of her, did we hear the rumor about Nia Jax?
that.
She-
One of the ones that was on VAC.
The Vax thing?
Not that. No.
She said it wasn't the Vax thing. She said that never came up in any conversation.
Dev and I agree. Raw versus SmackDown. That thing needs to go away.
Here's the deal. The WWE, and I don't know, they've done this before. I doubt they would ever do it again, but it's obvious that, and again, it would have to be a partnership through Sinclair, but Ring of Honor is clearly directionless right now. The WWE has played with ECW before. They've played with Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Give me something like that.
Okay, yeah.
So
But
what
Raw
does that have
versus
to,
it's just tired. That has
Yeah.
to do with the Raw versus SmackDown, not Nia Jax.
but they did that with NXT not too long ago.
And that's the only one people give a shit about.
How'd that work out for NXT?
Well, we're on version 2 now, so
I know, because the first
Version
one failed.
3 2.0.
what about Nia Jax?
What's the rumor with Nia Jax?
So apparently Nia Jax is trying to find her way onto a shoot for Playboy.
But she was a model before WWE, right?
She was a model. Ryan, how do you feel about that?
I'd fap at that.
Would you get on your hands and knees?
No, I wouldn't need to for that.
Yeah, my finger can go inside.
The pages, you mean?
Yeah, I would read the articles.
100%.
I didn't even know Playboy was a thing, first of all, anymore.
I think it is.
Is it still like
I,
a print
I don't think
magazine?
Like
it's
a
I don't think
digital
it's
or
nudity
something.
anymore.
Oh, so it's just like the swimsuit issue.
Yeah, so nobody cares.
I mean, nobody cared about it really
Swimsuit
before.
issue.
Oh well, somebody's a snob. Smut snob over here.
If you're not spreading your butt cheeks, I don't want to look. Yeah, fuck me, man. Why? Don't write that down. The time doesn't matter, Jim.
Oh my god.
I mean, in the day and age of like Pornhub, is anybody looking at a Playboy anymore? Good for her.
I don't
Good
know.
for
Is Nia Jax on the Playboy?
Who was the last WWE superstar to do a Playboy? Was it Ashley?
I think she's dead. Yep.
Jeez.
Was she the last one? Oh
I
wow.
think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Christy Hemme, maybe.
No,
Christy Hemme was
Ashley
in
Massaro
there.
was absolutely after that. I think
China was in twice.
China.
didn't TNA have some Playboy cover
China.
girls? Like, wasn't Gail Kim on it? And like, I think Tracy Brooks, maybe.
Wait, there's a Gail Kim Playboy?
I think so.
Yeah, I think there is.
Tim, did you say Tracy Smothers?
Yes, Tracy Smothers was on Playboy.
Hey, I mean, more power to her, man.
Yeah, good for her.
But yeah, I mean, closing up the Survivor Series thing, like,
Yes, please. That's all I've been asking. Just close it up.
just close it and
Close it up.
get rid of
Pack
it.
it in.
Pack it up, pack it in.
Let me begin.
Just do away with the Raw and SmackDown thing, unless you're going to make it mean something. And
But
if-
that's the thing. Like, that's the loaded question that we were just answering. Is like, what makes it mean something?
like I
You
said,
need
there is actual
reward.
What's that?
Or just have it not mean anything and combine the roster for one night and there's 5 wrestlers at total random and it makes absolutely no sense.
Right, because
And 5
They're not going
wrestlers,
to do battle
Raw,
ball.
SmackDown, it doesn't matter. 5 wrestlers versus 5 wrestlers and have the match and it'd be a hoot.
So here's one thing that might fix everything for that too. Change the time of the stupid WWE draft. Make
Yeah.
the draft happen after WrestleMania and not some random effing time in October.
Well, they do that to pop a rating.
Well, ratings don't matter. Don't you listen to 3 Count Thursday?
Oh shoot, that's
thank
right.
you,
I'm sorry.
Tim. Thank you. Jeez. But yeah, I agree. So that these guys are on their brands for longer than
brand.
3 weeks. But yeah, I almost even like Ryan's idea. Like, if you go back to those original Survivor Series, I mean, yes, some of the teams, it may have made sense why they were together, but a lot of those Survivor Series elimination teams, it literally felt like it was just 5 guys thrown on a team versus 5 guys thrown on a team, and there was no rhyme or reason to the teams that were thrown together. Like,
What
just
if-
give me that.
What
Put
if
it back
we
on Wednesday night. Piss everybody
never
off.
gonna happen
No, of course it's never going to happen.
unless it's in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah. Boy, wouldn't that
Um,
be a Thanksgiving trip? Thanksgiving in Saudi Arabia.
What if we were able to vote on the teams?
Like a
Like the
Cyber
All-Star
Sunday
game.
Survivor Series?
Or like it's the All-Star game, right? So it should be your fan favorites. So you have the WWE universe vote for
You can barely get people to vote for a president, my guy. Oh,
you
Good
can,
luck.
but it's just going to be rigged.
More,
If fake election.
more people. Well, this one will probably be rigged too. But more people are going to vote. More people vote on The Voice than they do.
It would be 100% rigged if this WWE did. Remember when John Cena versus The Rock Volume 3 was the match of the year?
Once in a lifetime. Part 3.
Where it was just like 17 rock bottoms, 26 attitude adjustments, and 14 people's elbows.
But The Rock literally tore his whole back off of his back.
It turns me on.
He set you up for the broke my back clip perfectly.
I forgot Tori did Playboy.
Yeah,
We lost Ryan.
he's
and Sable,
It's big.
And
It's
then-
enormous.
and then there's the Sable and
Invited to
Tory Playboy.
He's invited to come.
And Maurice before she joined the company. I forgot about that one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's there.
Yep, it is there.
There it is.
But
I'll
yeah,
be damned.
I'll be damned. I'll be darned.
I'll be
Be
doggone.
darned.
But
I'll be back.
yeah, that's pretty much everything I got. Does anybody have anything else they want to add to this show before we close up?
Dumb Survivor Series.
Get rid of it.
No, sure.
Mark, you got anything?
Oh, we're shutting
Well-
down early tonight.
Unless
Well, Jim's got another podcast. to
Yeah,
jump on.
that's see.
Oh,
Jim's gotta
that's
be.
what
They
it
gotta
is.
start. They got a 10 o'clock start time.
no,
Yeah.
Unreal, Jim.
No, I was
O'clock
told
forward.
10:30 for that one.
Rambo.
I mean, Ryan was just kind of a salty bitch about the last two topics.
Who
So
was?
you were?
The one topic was mine. I could be a salty bitch about mine.
I mean, Ryan was really invested in the Playboy research, so you can't really
Yeah,
say that
everybody
he was.
skimmed right
stealthy.
over that.
I mean, as the
You can
host,
hear-
you could have pivoted to Playboy.
I mean, I could have.
You could hear Smokey rustling through the magazine.
Pivot.